Welcome to the NoviHome podcast. I'm so excited. We have I would say, Nicole, you're one of my favorites. We've gone to a couple of events together, but we have Nicole Curtis with Hartford Homes. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to have you. My first question is always tell us a little bit about yourself, both professionally and personally. I know you got some kids, so
Yep.
yeah, just let everybody know who you are.
Yeah, I'd love to. So Nicole Curtis, Director of Marketing with Hartford Homes. I have been with Hartford about 4.5 years, been in home building for 4.5 years. So yeah, got my start with Hartford. I have been in marketing ever since. And I just absolutely love marketing in home building. It's so fun to relate to buyers. My husband and I have actually built 3 new homes with home builders. So I know exactly what the process is like. And so it's just fun connecting to our buyers. But before I was with Hartford Homes, I actually was marketing for the world's largest producer of beef, chicken, and pork.
Oh,
So
wow.
something very different than where I am now. So I actually marketed beef. And it's not like, I was marketing for beef in the supermarket to the moms walking the aisles. It was more so B2B. So marketing to butchers in the back of a grocery store or, small local butchers. So very different. It was a grind. It was just kind of more of a challenging job, not necessarily love marketing beef. But anyway, I had my first son. When I had my son, I thought, this job is a grind and I'm, kind of looking for something different. And so I started browsing LinkedIn one day. I'm like, I need a change. I need to do something different. I need something that's going to fuel me. As a working mom, I want something that I'm passionate about and that I enjoy. And so I'm searching LinkedIn one day. I come across a job posting for a marketing manager for a home builder, and they didn't mention the name of the home builder at the time. And I start reading the job description and I go, oh my goodness, this sounds like my dream job, honestly. I mean, I love building homes. Obviously, we've bought 3 new build homes, so I know what that process is like. I know what it's like to pick a home builder that you trust. I love interior design. That's something that I like to do in my free time, home decor. And so when I read the job description, I go, yeah, this is my dream job. I want to work here. I want to do this. And so I applied. I get a call from a recruiter. He fills me in on Hartford Homes, tells me a little bit more about the builder, and he goes, we'll call you in a few weeks and we'll schedule an interview. Well, I'm a go-getter, I'm a doer. I'm like, I don't want to sit around and wait for this recruiter to call me back. I want this job. This sounds right up my alley. And so I do my stalking, right? Everybody does it. You
Sure.
stalk people on LinkedIn, social media, and I find the president of Hartford Homes, and I'm like, what? I'm gonna shoot him a message. So I title the email "Shooting My Shot," and I reach out to Mike Welty and I go, hey, I'm the perfect fit for this job. I would love to be your marketing manager for Hartford Homes. Next thing you know, I am in the office interviewing, and then they actually sent me through an interview with Kevin Oakley with Beef Burt before they hired me. So had a nice little chat with Kevin Oakley, and he saw a lot of great attributes, I guess, and he passed me through. And so I can big shout out to Kevin Oakley for always being my cheerleader, and having my back. And so that's kind of how I got into home building, how I ended up with Hartford Homes. A little bit about me personally. I am married. We live in Northern Colorado. We have 2 kids, a 5-year-old son, Carter, and a 2-year-old girl, Kennedy. Yeah, we live in the communities that Hartford builds. Love Northern Colorado, getting to enjoy the mountains and the local breweries and that kind of thing. And so, yeah.
So little known fact that most people don't know is NoviHome is based out of Southern Utah. But really where NoviHome took off is in Northern Colorado. However, Hartford was not one of those builders that we took off with. It was a couple others. So very early on in our, let's say, journey as a company, I got stuck in Northern Colorado. I was actually there. Anyone that's familiar with Northern Colorado, there's a giant master plan community called Rain Dance.
Oh, yeah.
So I was pitching to, if you give me a minute, I will remember his name. The developer for Rain Dance.
Martin Lind.
Martin Lind. Okay, there you go. And then there was a Remax guy that was there. Anyways, I got stuck there for some weather or something. So I started just going door to door. I was looking up, like this was full on startup, NoviHome employee. We got 2 employees, a technology that works, but nobody knows who we are. And I actually cold called Hartford Homes. And I remember giving, Mike won't remember this, but I gave my business card to Mike. I think Mike and Tyler were there. I gave my business card and kind of my little pitch. I had a little handout that I gave him. There's a couple other builders up there that's similar
Yep.
story. They were actually, there's another builder in Northern Colorado that you don't compete with, kind of in a submarket. But we it was Christy, and we kind of laughed. Like, I'm like, remember when I cold called you? And she's like, yeah, remember when I shut the door on your face? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love Northern Colorado. Actually, I would prefer Water Valley over Rain Dance. So if we
Yeah.
were to move there, I would be a
Yeah.
Water Valley kid.
Yeah.
Um, it's a beautiful part of the world. I've told my wife I'm a country bumpkin. We live in a small town, but I could live in Northern Colorado.
It's
Not a
great.
problem.
It's
Yeah.
great. Come on out. We got
Come on
room.
out. Well, very cool. Well, we built this podcast came about as we were receiving all these best practices from our builders.
Mhm.
And we decided, hey, we need a platform to share best practices. And what's interesting is this is the third podcast that I've recorded. And I asked the same question to our other guests, like, hey, what would you like to talk about and what is working for you in your market?
Yep.
And every builder has come with a different, part of NoviHome, a different tech solution that is working for them in their market. And so really this is a platform to share best practices
Yep.
and to engage with our builders. When I reached out to you and said, hey, what's some best practices? What would you like to talk about? You identified one of my favorite features. It is also the feature that is the most underutilized at
Mhm.
NoviHome, and also the feature that will receive a major facelift in the next 6 months, with more reporting structure and different things around it. But go ahead and tell us the. I know you have a few features that y'all use, and we're going to also
Yep.
talk about listings because I know Haley was in the office last week showing you listings. But
Yep.
go ahead and talk to us about NoviHome Blast and what you
Okay.
use it for.
Yeah, so as a marketer, I absolutely love the Novi Blast feature. It's just a great way to stay in front of prospects that are a little bit further down in that sales funnel. Maybe came out for an appointment and since have been ghosting you. We always like to use it to push out our incentives. So that's kind of the main reason we use it, is to push out our incentives, get back in front of people. Sometimes we'll share, price improvements, and we've just seen really great success with it. We also like to tell our sales team, this is a great way for you to get back in front of prospects that you haven't been talking to in a while, because you can see who clicks and who opens those blasts. I think that's one of the best features, is we can go in and look at prospects and say, did they open this blast? Did they click it? It's a great way for the sales team to get back on the phone and say, hey, I saw that you're interested in this incentive that we just sent out yesterday. Do you have any questions, or can I help you with anything? And we actually have a great success story from one of our blasts. We had a couple that had been searching our community trail side in Tinmouth, and they came out for an appointment. They seemed kind of interested, kind of on the fence, but they did sign up for the Novi Homes app. They downloaded, and so they were able to get those push notifications. And we could tell that they were browsing the homes, but nothing ever really pushed them to come back out. And one day we sent out a blast about one of our interest rate incentives and just talked about the savings that they could put back into their pocket each month. And it actually pushed them to call our sales manager and come back out and say, hey, I got a notification on my phone about this new incentive you guys are doing. I'd love to come out and kind of run numbers and, check out that home I was interested in a few months ago. And sure enough, that weekend they contracted. And so that blast itself was the one that pushed them to come back out and sign a contract.
Okay, so I love it. So NoviHome, and a lot of it was based on just the market. NoviHome, our foundation is sales and marketing. It was a sales and marketing tool, right? And then COVID hit, and we became, we identified very quickly there was limited buyer experience tools in the
Yep.
industry,
Yep.
right? And so we went full-fledged buyer experience where you can update buyers and the in-app chat and the photos and everything like that. But again, our foundation is still that sales and marketing side of it. And so when you're talking blast, and like I said, extremely underutilized tool. Blast, for all those that are listening, allows you to go in and create groups based on what they're viewing in the app.
Mhm.
Free contract, right? Like
Yep.
these are shoppers, these are browsers, these are people that are, it's a Saturday night, they've got the Hartford Homes app on their phone, they're pulling it up, they're looking at models. And you as a marketer can go in and say, okay, I want to identify every buyer that's looked at this community, this model, and I want to focus on them,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then with the technology, you can push it out to the phones. You can send what we call a blast into the app. And what you're saying is you had and I love this because this is like major news right now. Like we started the year at 8% interest
Yeah.
rates. Now we're dropping to
Going down.
6%. We're actually watching the analytics on the NoviHome side and seeing buyers like not just one or two stories, but like a ton of buyers that downloaded the app in
Yep.
January and it's now September and interest rates are hovering at
Yep.
6.5%. And they're like, hey, maybe it's time. But it is very cool to be able to go in and from that sales and marketing front end, right? Go in
Yep.
and say, okay, I want all the buyers that looked at this model because interest rates, we're going to push out a incentive, whether it's a forward commitment. Haley Nabig is on our team. A big thing they do in Louisiana is they give you sod. That's their purchase incentive. We have a builder in Wisconsin. Their big purchase incentive is they give you a driveway because not a lot of homes come with a driveway. So every market is different, right? But y'all are taking that, using the blast, pushing it out to your buyers, informing the buyer on what's changed, right?
Yep.
But I think more importantly, it's not a just mass push all the
Right.
time.
It's more targeted and more granular. And it's so great too, because the push notifications are going to get in front of your buyers a lot better than say an email blast, for example, right? Like you never know, people's inboxes are flooded with e-blasts every day, right? They're getting notifications in their email from home builders everywhere. Who knows if they're even going to open that email, but if they get a push notification on their phone, most likely they're going to open that push notification. So it's just a really great marketing avenue for us to just have in our back pocket and utilize to these targeted lists.
You alluded to it in your story, but your sales team can track which buyers are logging in and looking at stuff,
Yep.
right? So now
Right.
it's like, oh, boom, short list. That's I got to reach out to the Joneses and see what I can do.
Exactly. Yep.
Again, I'm a salesperson at heart. I know nothing about marketing. I've never marketed beef. I'm not great at marketing, but sales, I understand. And I get like super excited. So when you're talking blast, I'm like, oh, if I was selling homes, my buyers would be getting blast
Class
every,
all the time.
well, not all the time, but like anytime it's relevant, like
Right.
if we're lowering price or we're opening a VIP community or
Yep.
interest rates have gone down, like I am blasting all my buyers that I signed up in the first and second quarter to say, hey, interest rates are at 6.4% today.
Right.
Or
I think it's also a great way to just position yourselves as an industry expert, right? So we at Hartford really like to just stay positive with our news, right? Like home buyers right now are getting inundated with just so much negative news about now's not a good time to buy, but we like to position ourselves as an industry expert. Like we have a dedicated lending team. They're updating us weekly on interest rates and what's happening. And so we can, I mean, even if you're not pushing out an incentive or the price improvements, you can just stay in front of your buyers and let them know, we know what's going on. Stay connected to Hartford. We'll let you know when rates are dropping. We'll let you know what's going on in the market. Like lean on us as an industry expert. And even if you're not ready to buy right now, know that we're here for you and we can answer those questions. So we like to use it that way as well.
no, I love it. I love it. And for those marketers out there, you can take this blast list. It converts into a CSV file. You can put that into your CRM and do what you do. Novi is definitely not crossing over into that CRM function of email campaigns, right? We're going to stick with the blast through in-app marketing, but definitely can utilize it on the CRM side.
Yep.
Okay. We got a couple minutes. We try to keep these to 20 to 30 minutes. Haley was in the office. Haley's in Denver right now. She's currently living in Denver.
Yeah, girl.
She came up and went to lunch with y'all last week with the sales team. You guys did some TikTok stuff, but
Sure did.
did y'all see listings? Did you get to see
We
listings?
did. We're really excited about that new feature.
I know Okay, people, listings is it's another sales feature. So you obviously I'm excited about it. However, it rolls over into the buyer experience, right? And so you'll see listings launching. So we're I mean we're kind of getting the word out there right now, but we're launching it October 2nd at DYC. That's when we're saying, hey, everybody, this is ready to roll. But speaking of DYC, I think you're on podium.
I am in October.
Okay, are you nervous?
It is my first time speaking at a conference, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited. You guys, if you're coming, make sure you tune in because we're sharing some really exciting stuff.
That's awesome. So can you share with us what you're going to be talking about?
Yeah, I can give some little teasers.
Okay,
So
give us some teasers.
yeah, at Hartford, we really like to, we're a smaller size builder, right? We're not one of the big nationals. We close about 300 homes a year. We really try to stay unique with our content. And so we've really been pushing the envelope with some of our marketing initiatives. So with social media, we're leaning into that. And yeah, we're going to talk about just some of the unique ways that Hartford is getting content out there and staying relatable to our buyers. And not being afraid to take risks with your content. You know, all home builders in the industry are marketing the same things, right? We're all talking about interest rate incentives. We're all trying to push our homes, but what's going to make your message stand out? Don't be afraid to take risks. So that's really the gist of what we're going to be sharing. It's exciting.
I love that. Don't be afraid to take risk, right?
Mhm.
Um, it's interesting because at Novi, we are always thinking our marketing is subpar or we can be better. But then from an industry perspective, everyone's like, oh, your guys' marketing is like fresh. We love it.
Well, people like watching you, right? That you're entertaining. And I think people sometimes forget that marketing can be entertaining. You can
Yes.
entertain people because it's going to keep them in the back of your mind and they're going to keep coming back for more. And they fall in love with you and your brand.
Your brand, your people, and they realize like this is a normal person like me. Like this is my guy. You know what I mean? Like he likes rap, I
Exactly.
like rap. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. That's right.
Um, I'm excited to see you in Chicago. I love the Do You Convert show. So all those that are going, it's a fantastic summit. Actually, one of my favorite events of the year, and I'm excited to see you on podium. So that'll be great time. Well, Nicole, I really appreciate you jumping on with us. I
Thanks for
really
having me.
appreciate you talking about Blast. So everybody listening, if you're not using Blast, you're missing out. It really will help you sell more homes, especially in this market where we've got elections, we've got high interest rates, we've got uncertainty in the economy, we've got different wars going on, and buyers are a little nervous out there. And then we want to position ourselves as the experts. Hey,
That's right.
we're bringing the information, we're keeping you up to date. I also appreciate, Mike and Tyler are not on today, but I'm gonna give Mike and Tyler a shout out. I love those guys. And we appreciate, just want to say thanks to Hartford for your business. Y'all are awesome, great partners, and we love working with you.
Yeah, we love being a partner. Thanks for having me.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much for your time. We're gonna go ahead and log off. And if anybody has any questions about Blast, they can definitely reach out to the Novi team, or you can find Nicole on LinkedIn,
Yep.
or probably some other platforms. I know she's on TikTok because I saw well, at least Hartford's on TikTok, right? Um,
Instagram.
well, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.